Hey, it's Christine here. We're talking today about family boundaries, the holiday edition, because I'm getting lots of questions and concerns from parents who are anticipating challenging family dynamics over the holidays. So let's just remember a couple of family boundary basics. One is that you cannot control other people. You can't control their actions, their words, their opinions, their beliefs, etc. You can control what you are willing to accept or to do or say, etc. So you can control your responses in the world with your family, and you can control what happens, the routines, habits, etc. around your children. But you're not necessarily in control of all the other factors out there. Boundaries require you to listen in. You've got to take a moment and pause and listen into what you are needing. And then you need to decide how you're going to advocate for yourself and communicate what you are willing to do or accept. Let's talk about some examples that have come at me the last couple of days from clients. One is traveling to stay with family and feeling uncomfortable and anticipating with dread. Media or screen time, food choices, and routines around sleep. Media is a really tough one, right? Because oftentimes we may go to grandparents' houses or aunts and uncles' houses where people are watching things that are not age appropriate for your child. And it is totally okay to just say, I don't let my kids watch this. Can we turn it off, change the channel, or just listen to music? If you don't feel like that is going to be respected, then you can say, I'm not willing to listen to the news. It hurts my ears. So kiddos, I need you to come with me. We're going to put coats on and go to the park, or we could go downstairs and read some books, play Legos, etc. But I need to be in another part of the house until someone can decide to turn off the TV that's hurting my ears. Okay? So you decide what you're willing to do. And when you make a kind request, you know that it may not be respected, but you can still take action to make sure that you and your kiddos are getting their needs met. I would also be open to new food experiences, and doing things differently around food because it's the holidays is okay. It can be really hard for us. But what I like to remember is that your children are not going to experience a nutritional deficit because they're eating more fudge and chocolate and processed foods around the holidays. We have traditional or exciting holiday foods that are oftentimes out and accessible, and kids are asking for them all day long, and that can get really triggering and annoying. So there are some ways to control that, right? You can say, sure, you can absolutely try all these things. Why don't you just pick one of everything, put it all on a plate, and have at it. I want you to try all of these things because we don't get to try them all the time, right? They're unusual and special. Go for it. So that might be one way of dealing with new food challenges, just getting over the mystery and the excitement of it all by just letting them have at it at a time that you're comfortable, right? So that might be after they've eaten a meal. Another option is just to say, ooh, what looks best to you? Why don't you listen to your body and look at all these options here and pick 2 things that you want to put on your lunch plate. Here's your lunch plate. I'm going to set it on the counter. You put your treats on there. And then when we have lunch in a half an hour or an hour, you can enjoy these and you decide when you get to eat them, right? I practice food freedom, which means parents decide when kids eat, where kids eat, and what goes on their plate, right? The variety of items on their plate. Once you set that plate in front of them, it is up to them to decide how much they eat and what they actually eat from that plate. So involving those special holiday foods in the meals is going to be key. Letting them pick and choose what they want to put on their plate in addition to the other variety of food that you're offering is going to really help them feel like they have some control and they have some choice and they have some excitement and fun, right? When it comes to sleep, I have to get really clear about what I'm willing to do. And I recommend that you think about your kiddos' temperament. We start our bedtime early. I really enjoy the bedtime routine, and I find that we all feel better saying goodbye to the day if we are able to do our full routine with reading and gratitude journals and snuggles. If we rush through it, it just doesn't feel as good, and the kiddos end up having a much harder time getting to sleep. If we stay up late, the next day is really challenging. There's more whining, there's more sibling rivalry, there's more argument, there's less helpfulness and cooperation when my kiddos have missed a couple hours of sleep. So I am not willing to forego our bedtime routine or let my kiddos stay up late for parties that start at 6:30. I tell my family, if you would like my kids to be present for this party, we need to start at 4:30 and we'll be leaving at 6:30 to start our bedtime routine. If you don't necessarily care if the kiddos come, I am happy to put my kiddos to bed and come and join you when that is done. That's what I am willing to do around sleep. I might be willing one night over the whole holiday shenanigans to let my kiddos stay up significantly later past bedtime. But even that is not necessarily fun for me. It just means that the next day I'm going to be running interference. So I really try to limit how the sleep is interrupted. Again, I'm just unwilling to shift our routines around sleep because my kiddos are so sensitive to sleep. Now, if your child is not, and they're a little bit more durable, they can stay up late for 3 or 4 days in a row, or they can wake up early in a new space, and their behavior, demeanor, cooperation, etc. doesn't change throughout the day, awesome. Like that is, I am grateful that that is your reality. It's not my reality. I'm pretty grumpy if I miss sleep, and it's definitely not my kids' reality. So I've got to protect that. That's my job. And it's something that I'm willing to do over the holidays because it protects our quality of life. I want to hear more. So what are some scenarios or situations that are coming up for you around the holidays that you may be anticipating with some fear or concern? You just don't quite know what to say. Share that, and let's talk a little bit about what some responses might be or how you might preempt something with family, friends, etc., so that you and your family are able to get your needs met this holiday season. I mean, let's remember this is a time where we want to be making fun and sweet memories. We want to be connecting. We want to experience some relaxation, some ease, some joy. What can we do to help ourselves experience more of that and less concern, worry, stress, anticipation, etc.? Big hearts, happy holiday hugs to you. Thank you for listening.